and thanks for staying with us. Customs speaks on seizure of container seized at Upper Customs Command. Also, Customs support airport controller speaks on the light pangolin intercepted by its men at the airport. Plus, more report. I am Egiseme Itije. Stay tuned.
Joy and excitement filled the air on Thursday at Christ Assembly Nursery and Primary School, Rasaki Street, Olodia-Papa, Lagos, as the Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) Tinkan Island Port Command commissioned newly renovated school buildings and donated thousands of educational materials to pupils. The event, which featured cultural performances including a traditional Eyo display, marked the official launch of a corporate social responsibility (CSR) project carried out under the Customs Cares Initiative, a program launched to drive social impact and across communities. Led by the TCIP Customs Area Controller, Comptroller Frank Onyeka, the command renovated deteriorating structures at the school, provided furniture, equipped the Information and Communication Technology Room, and donated over 2,000 learning materials, including books and writing aids. In his remarks, Comptroller General of Customs Adewale Adeniyi emphasized the service's broader goals, which is the target in 2025 under the CSR program is to directly reach out to 50,000 students with school bags, shoes, rain jackets, umbrellas, and other learning tools. He said so far they have reached about 10,000 students, including 3,000 from Lagos, and today 2,000 more pupils are benefiting from the outreach.
We are happy that our intervention has provided a better learning environment for all our students. But more importantly, we are happy that our intervention has really ignited the renewed hope that under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our children can learn under a good environment and they can aspire to be the very best that they can in their career. Apart from education, under the CSR program for Nigeria Customs Service, we have identified 5 other pillars to support the President's SDG priorities. We are having interventions in healthcare. We are supporting the creative industries. We are going to be providing water access to less privileged Nigerians. We are going to support information technology, ICT, and therefore, what Mr. Chairman mentioned about the fact that you have a playing ground around here, the Maracana Stadium, this will be our next step of our intervention to reach out to 2,000 school pupils, and we have all of these learning aids which we are going to give to them. In terms of reach out to Nigerians, using the other pillars of creative economy, health delivery, our target is to reach out to 10 million Nigerians through our various intervention programs.
Other dignitaries at the event included Oba Moruf Ayokunle Oluwa, the Olu of Iwa and Apapa Kingdom, Mayor Fatai Ayola, Chairman of Ajeromi Ifelodun Local Government, and Honorable Paul Adeboye Kalejaye, Member representing Ajeromi Ifelodun Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, who all expressed gratitude to the NCS for the school intervention. The headmistress of the school, Mrs. Esther Ogunfuyi, expressed deep appreciation.
The choice of this school was undertaken by a panel of officers, of experts, including the officers of the command, Tinkan, who came around Ajegunle, and they shortlisted a number of potential beneficiaries. And before we decide, we always want to look at the impact that our intervention will bring. And from what you saw of this school, we felt that whatever we do here will be very, very impactful, not only for the students, but also for the environment under which they learn.
The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service was welcomed by guards of honor mounted by officials of Nigerian Customs Service, while he came to present containers seized to NAFDAC operators in the country.
Auntie, move back, please. Let's move back.
And I'm therefore delighted to address this gathering this morning in our continued efforts to dismantle the network of illicit pharmaceutical trade and protect the health and well-being of Nigerian citizens from the devastating effects of unregistered and prohibited drugs in our society. What we are about to witness today is another tangible result of our combined commitment between Customs and NAFDAC following our strategic memorandum of understanding signed in November 2024 and the recent inauguration of the Implementation Committee, which, as you would see, has already begun to yield remarkable dividends in our efforts against unwholesome food and pharmaceutical products. We will remain committed to making our seaports, airports, and land borders impenetrable barriers against smuggling operations through our unrelenting nationwide anti-contraband initiatives. Our intelligence-led enforcement strategy, enabled by real-time collaboration with regulatory agencies, has fundamentally transformed our operational capabilities. Today, we will formally hand over to NAFDAC a total of 25 containers laden with counterfeit medications, unregistered pharmaceutical products, and prohibited substances, including codeine-based preparations that pose imminent danger to public lives. These seizures, with a combined aggregate duty paid value of 9,235,402,973 naira, represents a sophisticated network of criminal enterprises that deliberately exploit regulatory gaps to compromise our national security. A detailed breakdown of these seizures reveals disturbing patterns of misdeclaration and systematic attempts to circumvent established import protocols. The containers comprise 21 40-foot containers and 4 20-foot containers containing predominantly unregistered pharmaceutical products, including sexual enhancement drugs such as Redsun and Hydra products, codeine containing cough syrups, including CSE brands, antibiotic injections like oxytetracycline and artesunate, pain relief medications containing diclofenac sodium and paracetamol, skin lightening creams marketed as all-purpose Gbogbo Nise skin chemist, hip and breast enlargement products, we are in trouble, and various tablets using fake NAFDAC registration numbers. These are very, very disturbing trends which our Gen Z and our younger generations of today have indulged in. All of these seizures also include expired food products, such as margarine and chocolate, veterinary medications, including albendazole bolus tablets, anti-malaria drugs like Atefam, Atequick, and consumer goods such as Crusader soups, all of which reflect a sophisticated and diversified contraband portfolio that poses significant threats to public health, to consumer safety, and to regulatory integrity. The synergy we have developed with NAFDAC reflects strategic collaboration at its finest, with the Director General of NAFDAC providing us critical intelligence, sometimes at midnight, about suspicious importation, intelligence that has proven decisive to our anti-smuggling operations.
The federal operation in Zone A has again intercepted goods worth billions of naira for smugglers operating along the nation's borderline. The controller says that his command will continue to fight against smuggling of consignments in and outside the country.
The Nigerian Customs Service has intercepted 35,535 liters of premium motor spirit (PMS) worth 58.36 million naira at several notorious smuggling flashpoints known for fuel diversion, and this was done through the Operation Whirlwind program. Comptroller General of Customs Bashira Deniyi, who was represented at a press briefing in Lagos by Assistant Comptroller General Hussein Ejibunu, said the seizures were made across flashpoints within Agilete, Ijoun, Ilaro, Badagry, Owode Ere, and Obada Imeko. The Comptroller General said the seizures highlight the efficiency and precision of customs anti-smuggling operations.
In the last 2-3 weeks, operatives of FOU and Operation Whirlwind made significant strides in countering the smuggling of petroleum products and illicit items designated for importation and illegal export through Benin Republic. The operatives, acting on credible intelligence and in line with our renewed mandate, successfully intercepted a total of 1,134 jerrycans of 25 liters and 30 liters respectively, and 33 drums of premium motor spirits, yielding a volume of 35,535 liters at various notorious smuggling flashpoints within Agilete, Ijoun, Ilaro, Owode Idiroko, Ere, Adodo, and Obada Imeko. These petroleum products, carefully concealed and being prepared for illegal export through the neighboring Benin Republic, were intercepted with 6 vehicles being used as means of conveyance, as you can see right behind us. These arrests and seizures underscore the strategic efficiency and operational dexterity of our anti-smuggling units. The operational capacity, as seen and evidenced by what we are looking at from Federal Operations Unit Zone A, we have a total summary of about 3,500 bags of foreign parboiled rice, 50 kg, equivalent to 6 trailer load. We have about 304 kg of cannabis sativa, otherwise known as Indian hemp. We have about 7,900 liters of premium motor spirit in 316 jerrycans of 25 liters each, 54 bags and 20 bales of used clothing, 41 sacks and bags of used footwear, 14 units of used Tokumba vehicles. 148 pieces of used tires, 42 used gas cylinders, 31 units of air conditioning systems, 95 cartons of frozen poultry products. Other notable seizures include 1 by 40-foot container with container number TRHU 83907321, fully loaded with used tires. 1 by 20-feet container with number ONE U241369 containing medicaments. Another container by number MAEU 9205708 and 1 truck with container body conveying used fridges, foreign supermarket items and used clothing. All the containers were wrongly declared to evade duties. It is a gladdening news that a total of 9 suspects were arrested in connection with these colossal seizures. While some were granted administrative bail, others have been or will be handed over to relevant security agencies for further investigation and possible prosecution.
The Comptroller General commended Operation Whirlwind, led by ACG Ejibuno and FOU Zone A Comptroller Mohammed Shaibu, for their exemplary service. Adeni said Customs continues to investigate false declarations, correct undervaluations, and issue appropriate demand notices (DNS). He stressed the FOU's vital role in facilitating trade while balancing security with economic development through intelligence-driven operations. The intercepted cannabis sativa was handed to NDLEA Deputy Commander for Assets and Finance, Nasir Bugudu.
Yes, sir. On behalf of Nigeria Customs Service, the CGC, Nigeria Customs Service, and the chair, OW and the chair, World Customs Council, and we have handing over this to your agency. Thank you very much, sir.
Our partners, the NMDPRA, the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, for standing in the pursuit of our resolute mission to dismantle smuggling networks and bring economic saboteurs to justice. Together, we can build a safer and more economically stable Nigeria. Smuggling is the hydra-headed cankerworm that has been bedeviling the country right from time immemorial. And it is our resolve to ensure that we nip this hydra-headed monster in the bud. That cannot be done all alone, but can be done with the concerted effort of all our sundry. Nigeria is our country. We have nowhere to run to. It is important we salvage this country. It is important we stand firm and ensure that we rid off criminalities from the shore of Nigeria.
We continue with other reports from the Nigerian Customs Service all over the country. The Nigerian Customs Service plans to reintroduce a 4% free on-board FOB levy on imported goods and 5 months after suspending it due to stakeholders' concern. The Controller General of Customs made this known in Lagos to say that B. Odogu has generated a lot of revenue to the Federation account.
Implementation of 4% FOB, that the 1% CISS will reduce, will be removed. It is not only 1% CISS that will be removed. The 7% cost of collection, which is also being charged, will also be completely removed.
The Deputy Controller General of Customs said that the system will help importers grow the nation's economy.
Since its first deployment, Bodogu has demonstrated tremendous potential in enhancing clearance efficiency, improving cargo visibility, and boosting revenue generation.
We deployed help desk in all the various commands. And one of the major takeaways of this is that we are going to strengthen those help desks even further so that the reaction time, the response rate for them to the issues that you raise would even be faster and deeper than they are doing before.
Stakeholders at the workshop commended the economic policies of Mr. President, so the economic policies has further increased the nation's economy and revenue drive of the Nigerian Customs Service.
The Seme Area Command of the Nigerian Customs Service witnessed a momentous occasion on Wednesday, the 16th of July 2025, with the formal launch of the second edition of a book, Customs Administration in Nigeria, authored by the Customs Area Comptroller, Comptroller Ben Oramalugo, PhD, FCIA, FNIM. In his keynote address at the launch, Comptroller Oramalugo described the book as more than an assemblage of chapters, but rather a product of years of professional experience, academic research, and policy engagement. He emphasized the role of intellectual development in professional excellence, urging officers to embrace continuous learning as a core element of service.
So the Nigerian Customs Service under Awole Adeniyi has been in the good hands, and it's captured in this book. And he's teaching us a lesson. In any place we find ourselves, we should see him as a model. And that's exactly what we are doing here. And we should, as an officers, make sure we live up to expectation. We work well, know that we are serving the Nigerian state. Advise our officers, please, and please, live according to laid down plan. As you are staying on the road, don't disgrace the Nigerian state. This book has said how Nigerian custom was in existence before the coming of the white man. Even when the white man came, the customs continued. It was custom that helped to sustain the Nigerian state. And even up to now, Nigerian custom is still doing the same thing. As our last year, we earned 6.1 trillion. And I'm sure by this year, we might even end up to 8 trillion this year. Yes. We continue to serve Nigeria to the best of our ability. So I will humbly appeal to everybody here to have a copy of this book. Not only have a copy, buy it for your children, buy it for your friends, buy it to your relations, and begin to develop the culture of reading. It is said that Nigerians, if you want to hide anything from them, put it inside a book.
The event was graced by a wide array of dignitaries, including heads and representatives of various security and regulatory agencies operating at the Seme Krake Joint Border Post, including the Comptroller of Immigration, Joint Border Post, Comptroller of Immigration, Land Border Patrol, Director of the Department of State Services, DSS, Director of NAFDAC, Commander of the Nigerian Agricultural Quarantine Service, and representatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Anti-Bomb Unit of the Nigerian Police Force, Port Health Services, and key border stakeholders. In their goodwill messages, the heads of agencies commended the Customs Area Comptroller for his intellectual contribution and for championing professionalism within the service.
Staff here, every officer here, because I will tell you, we use this route. There has been a lot of improvement in projecting the image of Nigeria.
Every crime we see today, exceptional crime, there's elements of drugs abuse. And he said so. Please give him a round of applause. If the likes of beings at the Senate will be well represented, the customs will not be denying a lot of activities. Will not be denying a lot of all these things you are saying today that he has to come alive. And finally, I want to ignore what he just said. He said second edition. But I'm not saying second edition. I want this book to be relaunched. If I can sponsor, I would withdraw my money from and give it. Please go and launch this book at the National Assembly because it's worth everybody reading. Thank you very much.
Comptroller Oramalugo expressed deep appreciation to the reviewers, editors, and all who contributed to the successful publication of the book. He also acknowledged the support of the CGC and the management of the service for fostering a culture of knowledge, discipline, and reform. Track up.
There's the kind of learning you will have. You will not be afraid of retirement. Like I said, behind a PhD holder, I'm like a monkey. If you call that this, I will jump to another one. That's the kind of thing I want to include. A role model. And this book is one of the tools that I have used to serve as a role model to you. Please, once more, I am highly grateful to see help me to launch this book. To tell the whole world that they need Sheriff in town. May God bless you.
The book, now in its second edition, is expected to serve as a reference for policymakers, academics, practitioners, and students engaged in customs and border governance across Nigeria and the West African sub-region.
The customs at Muritala Mohammed National Airport has arrested a passenger on Rwanda Air with undeclared United States dollar and Canadian dollars. According to the controller, any amount above $10,000 should be declared, or the money and the person be handed over to EFCC for further investigation.
When you declare falsely, it is a wrong thing to do. When you underdeclare, it is a false thing to do. When you don't declare, it is a wrong thing to do. What we expect you to do is to declare what you have, especially when it is above the threshold of $10,000. When you don't do what you are expected to do, we will simply take you and hand over to the appropriate government agencies in order for us to be compliant with what is expected of us as a country and as a service.
The controller also displays some seized Zimbabwe dollars discovered at 9 post units running into 1 trillion Zimbabwe dollars. Later handed over the dollars to EFCC officials at the airport.
So today we will hand over a total sum of 101 trillion Zimbabwean dollars and 1,640,000 Vietnamese dong to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, for further necessary action.
I would like to extend our sincere appreciation and commendation to the Nigeria Customs Service for the outstanding effort and excellent synergy display. Their dedication to duty and collaborative spirit have been instrumental in advancing our shared objectives. We dare acknowledge receipt of the passenger and confiscated funds, which will surely undergo further investigation in order to determine the legitimacy of their incomes and ensure compliance with excise law.
Travelers at the airport to always follow the rule of the federal government for the declaration of funds at the airport. Just before the end of this week's edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where the Nigerian Customs Service continued to warn importers against bringing in consignment not approved by government, saying that anyone brought in without their approval will be seized and handed over to the government with immediate effect. For me, Igiseme Etinye, thanks for watching.